This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada, but sporting a beautiful Toronto background behind me because, well, I was just there uh, last month for Frightmare in the Falls and spent the rest of my vacation in Toronto. But anyway, folks, here we are on Thanksgiving weekend in the US. Not for us folks in Canada. We have to rush to get it early. But here we are on November the 29th, 2025. And folks, I have my youngest guest ever here on the show this weekend. Yes, when she has a sudden case of Christmas whenever she's hanging around demented clowns who also sport Santa hats. Folks, she was in Terrifier 3, which I got to see in theaters, the only one of that franchise that we got in our theaters here. And folks, I had the pleasure of meeting her at Frightmare in the Falls. Folks, I give you the awesome, the talented Antonella Rose. Did I pronounce your first name
Yes,
right?
you did. Antonella Rose, thank you so much. And thank you for having me on the show. It's such a pleasure.
Well, you know what? You know what? That's a unique name, your first name. I'd never seen that before. Where does that originate?
It's Italian. It's funny because I think I've only ever met one or two other Antonellas in my life in the US. But the
Hmm.
funny thing is, when I was in Italy over the summer filming A Sudden Case of Christmas, I
Hmm.
met so many Antonellas and I felt so at home.
Well, do you do like Italian food?
I do. Oh my God. I never got sick of like the pasta.
Hmm.
I swear, lunch every day on set was like amazing.
I don't know what my favorite Italian food is. I know I like penne noodles, because they're not as messy as spaghetti. Spaghetti's messy. Penne, you can just take the tongs of your fork and just stick it in there and with the little hollow space.
Uh,
Easy, less messy. Here you go. Well, I'd like to first off by expressing a deep thanks to your mom who set this up and was kind enough to connect us. I gotta say, seeing you at Frightmare in the Falls, you and your mom have a really great connection, and especially at the cons, and this is a real tribute to how she raised you because I observed the fact that you are very, very, very professional. And it's not something like I don't have any kids, because I don't think I'm skilled enough to have them turned out as mature as you are. But just watching you interact with fans and your professionalism, I can tell your mom had a really deep effect on you growing up. You want to talk about you two coming into the convention scene?
well, starting off first, my mom and I think we spend a lot more time together than normally um, could spend with their parents because I'm homeschooled. So really, um, I see my mom like 24 hours a day. And so I think because of that, we've really grown a strong connection. And she's been going to all these cons with me, and we've been exploring so many new places together. And like whenever I go to film a project, I'll be away for months at a time with her in these wonderful new places. And I think that really I'm she's really been a big help with all of this, and I don't think I would have been able to do any of this without her. Um, she's like all the brains behind this. I really owe her so much.
She made a great impression on me too, because I love the fact that she was taking the pictures of fans with you and whatnot, and but also even when you were communicating with the fans, you can learn a lot of about somebody, and I could just tell that she brought you up really well. She's done a good job, and you say you're homeschooled. With the way that today's education system is, you're probably better off. um, but nonetheless, I've been out of school since like 1990, so I don't miss it. I wasn't homeschooled, but I might as well have been for all the good it did me. But nevertheless, when you do these conventions, this is a question I always ask all my guests. What's the most unique thing you've ever been asked to sign?
Ooh, oh, that's a good question. A lot of people I really have to think about this. Whenever I see something really cool, I always try to take a photo of it, and I have like an album in my phone of cool things that I've signed. I once signed, I don't know how to explain it, but it was this thing that someone made, and it was like, oh God, how do I say this? It was, I don't even know how to say, but it was really cool. You have to take my word on it. It was like
Hmm.
an Art the Clown shoe thing, and what was it like? Like it was like a, I don't even know how to explain it. I'm terrible at explaining things. Also, I love signing the masks, the clown
Hmm.
masks. I really want to see someone like put it on and wear like the ones that are signed with everyone's names on it. I think those are super cool. But I can't think of anything else.
Well, I got this. I actually got 22 autographs at this convention, I work as a cleaner. I work overnights as a cleaner. So and the only time I take off is when I do these conventions, and I try to do a couple a year. I'm actually an hour ahead of you in the time zone here in Atlantic Canada. A lot of people don't know where New Brunswick is, in Canada. So, but I'm an hour ahead of Toronto. But look at what I have.
Oh,
Yeah, that's you and Art the Clown. Now, judging from that expression on your face and his Santa hat, you kind of remind me of all the other kids that cry and whine on Santa's lap, It's like, come
oh
on,
my
man.
god. Wait, that's so. I never made that connection before. I love that.
Kind of like a Christmas story where you see, and then they have to push the kid down the slide afterwards. Or Bad Santa. At least you didn't
Oh
pee on
no.
his lap like Billy Bob Thornton was like,
I should have. Maybe he would have spared me.
yeah. Oh, I like this picture.
Mhm.
I like the fact your character's name is Gabbie.
It's one of my favorites. Actually, last night I did some rewatching of Terrifier 3 because an old friend of mine is visiting here and she slept over and she wanted to watch Terrifier 3, so I skipped through some of it and we watched it together. But I
Well,
never made that connection before. That's funny.
I watched like Bad Santa and said, well, it could have been somebody else peeing on your lap.
Could have.
Billy Bob Thornton. I was going before we get into deep diving on Terrifier 3, I wanted to get a little bit of your background and what led you to get into the business.
I started acting when I was 5 years old. So my mom, she was a soap opera actress in Brazil. So really, she helped me like figure out how to get into all this, and I started. I think I booked my first network job when I was 7. So that's really I don't know how to explain it quite yet and put it into words, but
Well, I don't mean to cut you
I'm
off, but you
doing
worked
this
in soap
well.
operas too, so
Yeah, so
yeah.
she's really been helping me. But I've been doing this for so long. Everything comes really naturally to me now. It's
Hmm.
kind of become my normal. Um, and she just helped me get into it. I just started taking acting classes too. I took improv classes at the Second City in LA. And yeah, pretty much it.
Have any inspirations? Like any
Ooh.
actors that kind of inspire you?
Um, One of my favorite actors is Emma Stone. I really love.
Oh my. She's my crush.
Oh my God, really?
Emma Stone, I've had a crush on Emma Stone since Superbad,
Oh
and
my
that was 2007. That was her first film.
Wow.
And I still have a crush on her. And she like I went and saw Begonia twice. Anytime Emma Stone's in a movie, I'm like, I gotta go because it's like I actually have an all over Emma Stone shirt here.
Oh my God.
Just a second, I'm gonna get it.
I need to see this.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it to you. It's amazing you said that because it's like,
Oh my
see
God.
how much of it shows up. It's got like her face all over it and stuff.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. What a great pick. You know, but it's interesting because Emma she won two Oscars, and I hope she gets nominated for this one as well. What's your favorite Emma Stone movie?
Hmm. Something that made me cry so hard was La La Land.
La La Land. You like musicals?
You know, I do, but I think
Hmm.
this one really it made me emotional. I love movies that I can like fully like sob to. I'm very emotional when it comes to movies. I cry to a lot of them. So I think she did a really good job. Also, I loved her rendition of Cruella too.
I
She
love
did a really
Cruella as
good at
well.
the
Yeah.
end, and I think I even for Halloween a few years ago I dressed up as this one scene from the movie. So really had a big impact on me.
Wow. You have great taste and talent. Like I've been an Emma Stone fan for the past 18 years, so yeah. She seems to she's got her Emma Stoneisms, yet she brings especially the humor parts, but she always seems to find ways to make me still want to watch her, it's like, what's she going to do this time? And I can't say that about every actor. Some people get typecast, and she's got quirks about herself that are common, but the same token, she seems to extend a little bit further, in what she does. And I know there's supposed to be a sequel to Cruella come out, so oh yeah. So I'll be on board for that. But no, I'm a huge Emma Stone fan. She's a good one to watch if you want to stretch further because I think she's an incredible performer. Wow, I thought what a great answer for an inspiration, I gotta say, you know. But yeah, I ordered this offline, this all over Emma Stone shirt. So yeah. Well, I like it. Your character's name in Terrifier 3 is Gabbie. Do you know Gabbie has a dollhouse this year?
No, wait,
No,
what?
there's a movie called Gabbie's Dollhouse. It's got Kristen Wiig in it.
Wait, I
Only
think I
it's Gabbie with a Y.
ah.
It's a
Oh my
family film. It's a
god.
family. Yeah. Well,
Do you hear
Terrifier
my
3.
dog in the background? He's right here. Hold on. Let me get him.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
Oh, look at that. What's your
Oh,
dog's name?
this is Bear, but we all call him Boyzino here.
There you go.
It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's because like, he's my because I have a dog named Candy, and this is her puppy, and I like to go, hey girl. So it kind of turned into with him. It's like, hey Boyzino. It's like kind of like a weird like Brazilian like Portuguese rendition on it. It's a weird nickname, but he's so cute. Causes a lot of trouble
Oh, well, I have a cat.
though. Ooh.
Cat named Skittles. Suck, I'll get him. I'll get him. Skittles is lazy. Skittles. Skittles, somebody wants to say hello to you. Skittles is like, no, no.
Oh my god.
This is Skittles.
Oh my god. Hi, Skittles.
Skittles is lazy. He is so lazy. He said, if Art the Clown comes in here, I'm on my own.
Cats.
Skittles says, does she have treats?
I always wanted a cat. I told myself if I ever get a cat, I'd name them Alpine.
Oh, that's a great name. Mine's a rescue, but I find it funny. He's named Skittles, named after the most colorful candy, and yeah, he's black and white. And he does not clean the apartment up. He's lazy. He's lazy. But you want me to tell you what the funniest thing I found about Terrifier 3? You know the scene where the mall blows up there with all the parcels and stuff?
Yeah.
Out of everybody, they get on the news to talk about the incident. They get Tom Savini, the master of gore. Out of everybody. And of course, he did Dawn of the Dead, which took place in a mall. I'm like, there's a suspect.
It was funny.
I found that funny. Were you aware of Tom Savini before this movie?
I think someone had said something on set, but my brain wasn't quite like fully on. I only
Mhm.
really fully noticed while I was at the premiere, like watching it too, and I would see the scene, and I was like, oh, okay.
He does a lot of gore scenes in movies. He's also a stunt guy as well. But I met him at Frightmare in the Falls a couple years ago. I got him to sign my Friday the 13th, the final chapter Blu-ray, But he's done a lot of very convincing gore effects. So they call him the Wizard of Gore. But I found it so funny. Out of
That's
everybody,
super cool.
he's on the news talking about what happens.
A really cool cameo.
Well, what I found interesting is that Terrifier was such a low budget film and very effective, but it caught on because Terrifier 2, they had Felissa Rose make a cameo in it. And of course, she's in Sleepaway Camp, you know? And then in this one, not only does Tom Savini make a cameo, but of course, you got Daniel Roebuck as Santa Claus, and you got Clint Howard. I'm like, yeah, of course, Clint Howard's in this.
It's been so insane because online I keep seeing like so many like famous people's like I want to be in the next Terrifier. It has actually been so surreal. Like I can't believe I was in that movie. Okay.
Well, it's been announced there's going to be a Terrifier 4, so yeah. So, but I'm going to tell you one thing, and I won't get into spoilers on Terrifier 3. However, now I could be wrong. I'll find out when Terrifier 4 happens. But there's one character that they're presumed dead. I don't think they're dead. We might see the glasses,
Johnny.
but I think if this person was to be killed off, they would have showed it for a heavier dramatic effect. So I'm like, I'm not convinced that character's gone. I'm just not. And I kind of hope he's not, but
I've been seeing so many people have told me these like awesome theories. I actually have no clue yet. I don't know anything about that yet, but I think it would be really cool for him to come back or something. Because I would love to have a scene with Elliot. Because
well,
we
I
haven't
don't
so
think he's
far.
yeah, I don't
I've
think
seen
he's
so
gone
many fan theories. It's been really fun.
because I think they would have showed it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I don't think he's gone, but you know, um I loved your work in the film, and you even got to put up a little bit of a fight there at the end of
Oh,
it. Yeah. How did you get cast in Terrifier 3?
I'm gonna be honest. Like from the start, it was just like a pretty basic audition process. Like I just like did an audition, then call back. I don't remember if there was like a second round of callbacks after. There might have been, and then really, I'm trying to remember if there was anything else, but I think it was just a pretty basic audition process. I remember though when I was doing my research for it. After and like I had gotten the script right after I found out that I booked the role. So I was reading through the script and I just remember being so amazed. I was actually squealing in joy. I was like, oh my god, this is so fun, this is so fun. And my mom was kind of reading in the other room, like the script with me, and she was like, are you sure? Like, I know it can be like a bit like too much. It's like very gory. I'm like, no, I am so ready to do this. This is gonna be amazing. I think even Damien had called and been like, hey, so now that you've read the script, is like everything okay? And I'm like, I am so ready for this. Like, give me your worst.
Did you enjoy doing the physical stuff there in the climax?
I did. Oh my god. I even have this shirt that says I do my own stunts of how much I like doing any time, any possibility that I have the option to do them, I will always be like, hell yeah. Especially like my final scene in the movie when spoilers, when I like fall through, like I was in
Mhm.
a harness. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of blacked out while filming that. I don't know, something clicked in me, but like the whole like preparation for that was so fun. And there was
Hmm.
like fog machines and like strobe lights in my face, and I was hanging on a harness.
There you go. Did now it's interesting because Lauren Lavera, who I have not got to meet yet, I would like to, but I understand she was Anna Taylor-Joy's stunt double. And now she's starring in this. And she's gorgeous. So we like seeing her on screen, but
Mhm.
still I can kind of see the Anna Taylor-Joy thing. But
I don't know that.
uh, yeah, yeah.
God. I You learn something new every day.
Well, there
Yeah,
you go.
Lauren is actually like so sweet. She's amazing. I remember I would be like upstairs, like in a room doing school,
Hmm.
right? And I would just hear downstairs she would be filming like the scenes like before I come in to the end, and I would just hear her like screaming and thrashing, and I just remember like kind of like taking a break from school for a second and being kind of in shock, like in awe, like, oh my god, she's so cool.
Now,
She
you say you like to do your own stunts. Did you get taught anything from her? Like, did she give you any tips or anything like that?
I think I learned a lot just by watching her too. I would be, especially like, I would be, bless you, I'd be like right next to the tree and I'd just be kind of like watching her scene with Art the
Mhm.
Clown. And I feel like I'm a pretty visual learner. So
Okay.
Every second that I spent with her, I feel like I learned something new.
Yeah, she came into the second one, and uh, as much as I like the first one, the second and third one, I think they improved even, you know. But I'm actually right now have ordered, it's not going to come till after this interview, but the combination of the 4K Blu-ray of Terrifier 3.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I was like, I'm like, I gotta get the combo. I don't even have a 4K TV, but it's kind of nice to, if that ever happens, and you get the Blu-ray in with it. But I'm like, yeah, I get the combo, and it would be the only one of the three that I had on 4K. So there you go. But nevertheless, a few years ago, Frightmare in the Falls, they had some people from Terrifier there. Uh, Damien Leone was there, David Howard Thornton, uh, Jenna Cannell, and Catherine Corcoran. I hope I didn't butcher her name.
I'm not quite sure how to say your last name either. It's
She was really
difficult.
friendly because I remember one of the things I remember about her, and I always ask, like some celebrities don't like to be touched. Like when I met Carrie Elwes from Princess Bride, um, I asked if I put my arm around the photo. He didn't want to, but we still took a great photo.
Mhm.
Or Lita Ford, who I met at Chiller, she's a Canadian musician. Um, she didn't. I think she had a no touch policy, but she had a way. And this doesn't offend me because normally they have an interesting way to do the photo. And Lita took some great photos that were fantastic with me. But I remember with Catherine, I said, "You mind if I hug you in the photo?" And she said, "Sure." And then she said to me, she goes, "Thank you for asking." I
Mhm.
was like, "Well, I wouldn't have it any other way. But the most people are fine with that because I mean I'm not perverse, but that was what I remember about her, because she thanked me for asking, and I'm like, it's kind of like filming people. Like I've had Michael Berryman on here a couple on here before, and he was at Frightmare in the Falls, and he was telling me a story from Hills Have Eyes, and I asked him, I said, "Do you mind if I video you telling that story?" And he said, "Yes." I've seen videos where people sneak that stuff, and I don't, I can't do that. I can't do it. So I always ask. So it's a professional thing to do, but anyway, that's what I remember about her. But I remember uh, I got a little video with me talking to David Howard Thornton, who I have had on here um, a few years back, and I remember I asked him if the little pale girl was coming, and he said, "No, she's in school." And I'm like, "Since when does little pale girl go to school?" But anyway, David Howard Thornton's really blown up. He's in The Mean One, and he's really good with the mime stuff. And I think he and I talked about that. Um, I don't know what your background is with horror films. Because I know you're Fear of the Walking Dead. Did you grow up with horror films, or what's your background with them? What were you allowed to watch, or what were you were you afraid of them?
So it was kind of like I had watched a few, like with my parents being right there, and I had liked them a lot, but I think I only really started like to like fully like absolutely like love the genre entirely is after I did Terrifier because I think then after I began to appreciate it a lot more. And my parents were like, okay, well, if you were in Terrifier 3, I think it's all right if you could just watch them on your own and do whatever.
You're
And
probably right.
yeah, and especially like
Yep.
in October, I watch a movie a day. I'm always watching movies. So in October for spooky season, I always try to make it a horror movie. So I love them.
What
I
are
think
some of
spooky
the
movies are
films you
cool.
discovered that you loved?
One that's always kind of been my favorite. That was one of the first ones that I watched was The Ring. I think it's because also it was one of the first that I had watched.
Hmm.
So it's something that kind of brings a sense of familiarity to me. I really like it.
Now, you talk about the one Naomi Watts or the Japanese one.
Oh, I wanted to see the Japanese one. I've been trying to look
Hmm.
on YouTube. I can't find anything. But I forgot which one it was. It
I
wasn't.
like a lot of horror movies going back. I'm a big Alfred Hitchcock fan.
Oh my
You
God, me
know,
too. I
uh,
love Psycho.
Psycho was the first midnight movie I ever saw, and that was in 1996. And I remember the bunch of students put it on at the theater, and it said, "Come and see the movie that scared your parents." I had Alfred Hitchcock's granddaughter on this podcast back in 2016, my second year. It was so surreal, you
Yes.
know. She was on the set for the birds and whatnot. We talked about it. Hitchcock changed the way I view movies, because I was able to look at some of the older movies and just appreciate the craft. And he's done a lot of movies I love, like Psycho, for example. Rear Window was a big favorite of mine. To Catch a Thief, North by Northwest, Vertigo. Yeah, I can go on and on. Love Alfred Hitchcock, and uh, and of course, like the original Black Christmas, the original Halloween, which I got to see in Toronto a couple times this past trip out, and The Exorcist. I could go on and on. I love a lot of older movies. I like a lot of newer ones as well, but my scope really goes way back.
Mhm.
So yeah, but no, I'm glad you have that range where you watch some of these movies. But yeah, you're right. If you're in Terrifier 3, you're probably game for pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Now, talk about working with Damien Leone.
He is so sweet. If you just like met him on the street, you'd never guess the most insane, gory things that he writes. Seriously. Like, you would never be able to guess because he's just so kind. And throughout the whole experience of filming um, the movie, he was just so like cautious. He wanted to make sure that I wasn't doing anything that would scare me or potentially traumatize me, and he would always be like, I'm not like making sure that he's not like pushing me too hard, and I'd always be like, do whatever makes it seem like that. Like I am down for whatever. And there were a lot of scenes too, like especially near the end, that he would talk to me before and he'd be like, "Hey, you're okay with doing this?" So I just really like how cautious he was with everything before. It really made me feel. It made me feel great to know that I had a lot of people on set that were looking out for me.
That's fantastic. And David Howard Thornton, of course, working with him. I like this picture, of course, you signed with you and him together. Yeah.
I have a Polaroid photo of the two of us. It's somewhere in this room actually, but I can't find it right now. That was taken behind the scenes of us in those costumes. It's so fun. I think it might be upstairs in my room. It's one of my favorite photos.
Well, since he was wearing a Santa hat, did you tell him what you wanted for Christmas?
I should have, but he probably would have given me a knife to the heart instead of a toy train. But
Talk about working with David. He sounds to me like a fun guy to work with.
He is behind the scenes. Because I would be doing school, right, and
Mhm.
or like sometimes when I'd be on a break from school, it would be so funny because you'd just see him like in like full Art the Clown costume, just like talking. Like, so we'd be talking and it was so funny. He even gave me he used to be a history teacher. He gave me um, a little history class. It was so fun. He's actually also, it was the same thing with Damien too. He was also really cautious of everything, and he's he's been the best. I really want to see him as the Joker. He keeps talking about it, and I did a panel with him a month ago where he did an impression. I'm rooting for him for that.
I think that I never thought about that. I think he'd make a great Joker.
He would really.
There you go. I think that'd be phenomenal.
Hmm.
And I got your IMDb up here because there's somebody else I wanted to ask you about from Terrifier 3. And the name has escaped me. The woman that played your mom in the film.
Margaret Ann Florence.
Oh, Margaret Ann Florence. Yeah, she took a mouthful, didn't she?
She had told me that she couldn't even watch her scene. I think I even remember her leaving her right before a death scene in the theater at the premiere. She, oh my god, that scene is definitely one of my favorites in the film. Like if whenever I'm watching it and I want to show my friends like a really insane kill, I always go to that scene and pause it and I go, like especially when he holds up the tube and the flamethrower, and I'm like, what do you think he's gonna do next? It's so funny. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I like to see their guesses. And then I'm like, nope, he shoves rats down her throat. I think she did awesome, and she is so sweet. I do a lot of cons with her. She's awesome. She's amazing.
Were you there when they did that effect on her?
You know, I wasn't. I wanted to be. There was like an early rendition of the scene where I actually was in watching that scene play out, but ended up being edited and stuff. But I had seen a lot of everyone had shown me a lot of photos from that day. I think I don't remember who it was, but I remember someone got peed on by the rats. I don't remember who it was, but I distinctly remember someone telling me that they got peed on.
Naughty rats.
I
I
got so much
got
FOMO. Not on the
talk
peeing thing. I'll leave that to the person.
talk about any of the makeup job they did on you. Any of your experience being in the makeup chair.
Definitely compared to the everyone else who had all of like the like a bunch of like blood and scars, I definitely got the easier end of it. But I really want a scene where I'm like fully like drenched in like blood and stuff. But
You mean
I did
like
have
Lauren?
a scar like right. Oh my god, yes. Oh, but I did have a scar right here, and it was it was made of this like little glue thing, you know, like the scar, and I would have to wear a jacket over it, and it gets getting so annoying because it was made of glue, so like the fuzz it would stick, and it was also one of my favorite makeup looks from the film is when Sienna's doing Gabbie's makeup and it's like the fairy. I think I even did a time lapse of that of when I was getting that done. I need to go find it now. I remember
Yeah.
sending it to my friends and being like, "Why do you look like that?" Like, because I gave no context absolutely whatsoever. It was so funny.
Were you at the premiere for the film?
There were a few, but I was at the one in New York.
Hmm.
That's where a lot of the cast showed up, and
So,
it was so fun. Seriously, and like seeing everyone again, because it had been a few months, I think. Yeah, because it was amazing.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's interesting because you did Terrifier 3, but it's not the first time that you've been connected with Christmas films. It kind of reminds me of director Bob Clark, who did the original Black Christmas, you know, and then he did A Christmas Story, so many years later. Total different in tone for both movies, you know. And if you go watch a Black Christmas, only watch the 74 version. But nonetheless, total contrast with movies between Black Christmas and A Christmas Story. Well, with you, you did Terrifier 3 and you did a Christmas movie with Danny DeVito. Uh,
I think it was really funny because the Christmas movie had come out about almost exactly a month after Terrifier 3 came out, so I thought that was pretty funny.
Absolutely. I
It
gotta
was
bring that up.
definitely a strange contrast.
Yes. And of course, you worked with somebody that I grew up watching. And I could just imagine how old he is now. But I'm talking about, of course, Danny DeVito. Like he was in Taxi back in the 70s, and uh, I think he's been working like I was born in 1972, so I know Danny DeVito came into his own in the 70s at least, and he's done so many iconic roles. Of course, he's Arnold Schwarzenegger's twin. Of course, we all know that. Did you ever mistake him for Schwarzenegger on the set?
Almost every time.
Yeah.
It was
They look so much
uncanny.
alike. Talk about working with Danny DeVito. Like that must have been quite the experience.
It was actually so surreal. He is just like such a powerhouse, and especially when it comes to improv, I feel like I learned so much with him every day that I spent with him on set. I remember for the table read at first, I think it was my first day meeting him. It was a few days after I got in Italy. And after we did the table read, it was kind of weird because he does all of this like amazing improv and he comes out right out of the top of his head. So right after that, I kind of learned. I was like, okay, I learned how to maneuver around it and kind of make my own way into the line. If I, is that making sense what I'm saying?
I think so.
I feel like
Yep.
I'm not. Um, and then after like a few days later when we first started filming on set, I knew how to work with it. It was kind of like a new. It was different from what I was used to, and then kind of grew to love his way of acting into the scenes, and I feel, ooh, I it only really hit me like that. I worked with Danny DeVito only a few months after. I it was surreal, really.
Are you taller than Danny?
No, I am. And the funny thing is, I his daughter Lucy DeVito played my mom in the movie too. Um, so I had gone into the movie being slightly shorter than Lucy and being over. And then I over at the end of the movie, I think I was a few inches taller than her. I think that was pretty funny because
Were
I
you?
had like a big growth spurt around that time.
He never had a growth spurt. We love him though. Were you
I
familiar with Danny's films before this? Like, did you have any favorites?
think Twins really was my big favorite.
Twins.
I,
Yeah.
I love a movie that I can like laugh so hard I cry to.
Hmm.
Especially like me and my dad. That's kind of our thing together. Like
Hmm.
we laugh at the stupidest things. Like all he sends me. these videos and it'll be so stupid and I'll just crack up. But yeah, so it's really fun.
Well, there you go. I'm glad you and your dad share that. Um, Danny DeVito, funny guy, and I have not seen this movie because it was on TV. My TV's just set up to watch my Blu-rays,
Ooh.
so I didn't see this. But you get to work with Andy McDowell.
Yeah.
Now, Andy McDowell, of course, is I didn't know this until recently, the mom of Margaret Qualley.
Ooh.
Yeah. Andy goes way back, especially Groundhog Day, Multiplicity, you know. Um, she's always been a fine actress. Any thoughts on working with her?
I think she was also amazing, really. I think I was working alongside such an amazing cast,
Hmm.
so I really grew to admire and appreciate everyone. Um, I haven't, I need to, I'd watched one movie of hers that stuck out to me. I'm not sure quite of the name yet, but her daughter, I had seen The Substance like a month after it came out.
Love the
Oh my
substance.
God, okay. Like
Yeah,
totally, they share so much talent.
I love the substance. I saw that in the theater. And congratulations to Demi Moore getting an Oscar nomination, you know. Um, it did that body horror stuff like David Cronenberg movies. You know, I'm surprised Cronenberg didn't direct that.
The
But
ending of that movie, my jaw was on the floor. It was that whole thing.
the ending really reminded me of Carrie. That's what it reminded me of. Yeah. Now, let's talk some Fear of the Walking Dead. Now, you want to talk about a phenomenon that's been going on for so long with The Walking Dead. You know, it's funny, you know, because we're mentioning Savini and Dawn of the Dead. They say George Romero is the father of zombie movies with Night of the Living Dead, you know, and I met Romero's widow at Horrorama in 2017, and he really made zombie movies very popular. And of course, you know, you got like The Walking Dead, and it's a huge thing. Now you got these spin-offs like Fear of the Walking Dead and zombies are, I don't know. Me personally, I was always preferred slower moving zombies because I would always think that anything that's dead is not going to be running. But oh well, I mean, even in Night of the Living Dead or Dawn of the Dead, they seem to catch up to the living at some point, you know. It escalates badly. But they're now running and you know that's fine. But Fear of the Walking Dead, you also get to do a lot of stuff in the makeup chair and that, and you get to see all the zombies and whatnot. Any stories from that about anything that was really challenging for you working on that?
There were, hmm, there were a lot of emotional scenes.
Mhm.
I think I really like them because I love having a chance to like show range, and especially there's this one scene that stuck out to me, which is like a big spoiler. It's like I'm like kind of like sobbing and I'm holding a gun and I have to shoot my dad. I shoot a lot of people in this. I do. Um, hmm.
And they have the squibs and stuff on them too to make the
Oh
you
yeah.
get to see that on set.
Excuse me?
like
The
the squibs and stuff when somebody gets shot and then they show the blood packs explode on them and
Oh,
whatnot.
yeah, like it was like a I don't know how to explain. That was cool. There was like a gun like handler on set. It was all like very organized. I really appreciated that, and I got like a little class on like how to use it. And, like there would be like what was it like a powder or something. I'm not sure what the name was. I'm kind of blanking on it, but it was all like very safe. I really
Hmm.
appreciated that. I had because a lot of times I had either that or like a rubber one or something that would be like strapped to my side. But I thought it was really cool. I thought I looked. I loved my costume.
Now you mentioned sobbing. Um, this is why I'm
You
not an
cried.
actor because I I wouldn't be able to do that. But some people are like Emma Stone, for example, you know? How do you get yourself to that emotional point?
There's this method I use. I'm what was the name? It was it's really crying on cue has become really easy to me over the years. I'm a very emotional person. So if you give me 30 seconds to maybe a minute, I tears will be falling down my face. And I feel like really I just have to like put myself in the position of the character
Hmm.
and really try to feel what they're feeling and what I would feel if I was in that situation. And like truly just like kind of forget everything else that is happening around me
Hmm.
and kind of just like fade all into it, you know?
Does it take a lot out of you?
There's a lot of times, like I explained before, I have to do school after a scene, so sometimes I'll just like take a break from school right after I finish filming a scene and I'll just kind of stare at a wall for a few minutes. And it's like, it's weird. Like sometimes I'll just cry it out a little more. Sometimes I'll just be staring at a wall. And
Well,
then
doing schoolwork used to make me cry too.
oh yeah, then it's like okay, it's time to do math equations now.
You know, it's interesting. It reminded me of a story I heard. I've done a few conventions with Lisa Langlois, who's a Canadian actress. She was the one that introduced me to the convention world after being on my show a second time. And she was in a movie in 1982 called Class of 1984. And she got to work with Roddy McDowall. And I heard a story about Roddy. He has a scene where he gets emotional and every take he would have the tear come down at just the perfect moment. And apparently on the script, he had it circled and he put tear or something to that effect. And it would always be at that spot or at that word or whatever every time. And it's interesting how he was able to do that. But and I've heard stories about the director asking him about that. This is where it's going to happen, you know, or whatever, you know. And it kind of reminded me of that. I couldn't do it, but some people like yourself are gifted. So there you go. Do you get to see any of the makeup jobs being done on the zombies?
So funny thing, so like some of them are percent, but a lot of them are also just like masks. But
Mhm.
I didn't get to see anyone like while they're getting it done because a lot it takes a long
I
time,
bet.
6 hours. So I normally my call time would be a few hours after that.
Hmm.
Seriously, props to all of the walkers and the makeup artists because that is insane. Um, but it would be so funny with the walkers because I would go outside and I'd see a group of them like still in like the makeup and everything doing tricks on a skateboard. That is a true story. It was really funny. or like be on the phone. So I think it would be really ironic, like the things kind of turn into a game. Like, what are the walkers doing?
Those
And I
are those are advanced walkers doing skateboard stuff.
yeah, I have a feeling I need to like create. I need to organize it all and make like a collection on my photos like album.
Hmm.
I have so many of these fun stories.
You get a lot of names in the show, and I can't mention them all, but who did you like working with in the cast? Like who stands out to you?
Everyone was amazing. I really, there was never a dull moment when I was working with either Coleman Domingo or Kim
Hmm.
Dickens. Or when, oh my God, when the two of them were together, it was us three, and none of us could ever stop laughing because they would always crack jokes with each other and they would always know exactly what to respond to the other person, and they were so fast with it. And it would be funny because like it would be like seconds before the cameras would start rolling and we'd have to get into character, and I'd just be trying not to laugh. I'd be like, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh. But they're both so cool.
And Coleman Domingo worked with Emma Stone and Poor Things.
He's doing so much now. I am
Hmm.
so proud.
And Jenna Altman was also in that. She's a comedian, so I haven't seen her in a long while, but nonetheless. And you mentioned a miniseries, Candy.
Yeah.
Let's indulge in that a little bit here. Uh, Jessica Biel. Again, I have not seen this one because I don't have television, but Jessica Biel, I am definitely familiar with. Melanie Linsky. Talk about working on this.
I think it was my first like like big thing to me. I play Christina Gore.
Hmm.
I think it was really fun. There were also two other kids in the cast. That was fun. I'm still friends with the girl who was my age. Her name was Avon, and it was so fun because it was like my first time like really getting used. I was in Atlanta, Georgia for maybe 3 months, so it was me finally starting to get used to everything in the acting world and how it all is. And the cast, they're all so amazing. I just did a show, a pilot for a show a month ago with that Pablo Schreiber is also on, and he played my dad in Candy. So I think that was really cool.
There you go. There you go. Well, you got a Christmas Carol down here. You've done a lot of Christmas stuff.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, I
Wow. And you've done quite a bit of TV as well. Do you like prefer TV or movie?
hmm, that's I don't know, cause I like that with TV you get to see everyone a lot more, but with
Hmm.
movies it's fun because you get to explore so many new places.
Hmm.
Oh, that's just easy.
See, nice
Oh, okay.
guys.
You know what? I think my dog wants to say goodbye right now because I need to take my dog to the vet.
You gotta take your dog to the vet. I bet you he's not liking that.
Mm-mm.
No, my cat never likes that either. Well, you know what? We're nearing the end anyway, but I was going to ask, number one, do you have any charities or web page or anything like that you want to plug and promote on here?
You know, not yet. I really need to explore into this and
Hmm.
find something that I can really devote my time to. So far, not yet. But do you?
Well, I do stuff with like suicide and depression and stuff like that, So yeah. I when the ice bucket challenge happened, when we unfortunately lost Robin Williams.
I got nominated by so many of friends of mine to do the ice bucket challenge, but I wasn't home. I think I was out of state or something filming or either doing a con. So by the time that I got home, the challenge was over and it was so sad.
Well, there was one that came up after it for suicide and depression after we lost Robin Williams called the Doubtfire Face Challenge. And involved taking a pie in the face and you nominate three people. I've had a number of people that I've interviewed have done that.
Oh,
Yeah, and they would do it, and I would donate to whatever charity they were involved with. The woman that played Pippi Longstocking did it this year. I had her on because her birthdays are the same day,
oh
two
my
years
God.
apart. But yeah, that one there I'm deep into because depression I don't think is taken as seriously as people should take it. But yeah, but that is one that I'm involved with. But outside that, um, I appreciate having you come on here today. I would like to leave communication open that whenever you get any other projects come up in the future, I'd love to have you come back on. You can and promote them on here. And yeah, and I want to say a special thank you to your mom, Daisy, for connecting us. I very much appreciate her for doing it. And yeah, I had a good time having you on here. Before I let you go, would you mind doing a plug for my show?
Of course.
Yeah, just state your name and say you're listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise.
Hi, I'm Antonella Rose, and you're listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise.
By the way, I dig your shirt. That looks
Oh,
awesome.
good. Thank you.
What is that?
It's an affliction shirt. I got it. It's pretty cool.
It is really cool. Well, you know what? You have yourself a very happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. And happy late one to you.
You know what? I'm having a pretty good weekend here talking to you and relaxing here with Skittles. So anyway, when this is ready, I will send the link to you. It'll be on YouTube and on Spotify. And yeah, so
Thank
thank
you
you so
so
much for
much.
allowing me the honor and being my youngest guest.
Wow. Well, it was
It,
so nice talking to you. Thank you so much,
it was
Greg.
thank you. Thank you again. Thank you to your mom. God bless you, and look forward to Terrifier 4.
Mhm.
All right. Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye bye.